too, or not intro
Okay.
blur, but like just like okay, no, well, now we're recording. It's like we don't have to go straight into our intro script. We can just be like, "Yo,
Okay.
talk about
Cool.
something." We're already
Yeah.
live, so dude, it is early for me, man.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah,
right?
I woke up
7
like
a.m.
I woke up like 45 minutes ago, and I was like on my phone for the first 25 minutes. And I used to be better about going like straight to doing like stretching in the morning or meditating or whatever. These days, I've been reading the news on my phone, which is a new thing for me. Um, but
Yeah, I don't watch the news at all. It's
yeah,
so depressing.
no, it's I only recently started doing it, and most of it is like, dude, there's been so many bad things happening in the world lately.
Yeah,
Yeah, is
exactly.
that what you mean by it's depressing? The news is depressing?
Yeah, I think they just focus on certain things and they don't really give you like the big like everything, you know? They only focus on the things that will make headlines or get views.
Yeah,
And I feel like that kind of skews what you watch and especially the networks you watch too and like, what their side is as well.
mhm,
Like obviously I don't watch Fox News. Like,
yeah,
fuck Fox News, yeah. But I was gonna say, dude, I've been having the same problem. Even though I have the brick, I'm finding myself on social media a lot still. Like
right.
I still use it, yes, when I'm like trying to be productive or when I go to the gym. Cause I feel like at the gym, like if I'm like on my phone, it takes away time and my workouts last longer, you know?
Yeah,
But when I wake up, dude, I always find myself watching videos as well. But I think
yeah,
it's mainly because I want to check if my video that I posted recently got any
yeah,
views or
yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But then that leads to me scrolling, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I need to get up and walk blue.
Yeah.
So I was
Well,
like,
do
yeah,
you keep your brick in the car?
no, I keep it in the fridge.
I think it needs to be in the
And I
car. It needs to
I
be like
think yeah,
known to
that's what I was
access.
thinking. That's the only thing about the location thing. I think car makes sense, but car is annoying because I work from home. So it's like I have to go to the car every time I turn it on. But I guess, yeah, I
So
don't
so
know.
there's a schedule feature. Have you looked at the
Oh, yeah.
schedule feature?
Yes, I have, but right now my schedule is so like
Yeah.
yeah, it's not consistent where the schedule feature will work consistently.
My
Maybe when I start a new contract. Yeah,
my
but
what I do is every night at 8 p.m. The brick
mhm.
turns on, and then the next morning at like 10 a.m. the brick turns off. So it's like
Okay.
so you can't your social media is bricked when you're at the gym, and it's also bricked like maybe shortly before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Try that, and then yeah, the schedule feature is nice because then like I haven't touched my brick in a while. It's just locked when I like tend to go on it or when it's inefficient for me to go on it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I used to not use the brick very much until they came out with the schedule feature, and that's what made it a really helpful app for me. So
Mhm.
I think the schedule feature is a game changer.
Yeah, for sure. Because I was thinking by just going to the physical brick to brick it and unbrick it, it
Mhm.
just it sucks if you only have one brick. I think
Yeah,
it'd be nice if there was multiple, but the schedule feature makes sense.
yeah,
I just like right now, dude, because I'm not working any contracts and I've been kind of off. My schedule has been so weird lately. Like I'm not,
yeah,
yeah, sticking to any routine. Like my workouts are either at morning or night. I'm training morning or night or yeah, but I think the schedule in the morning or nighttime makes sense
yeah,
because yeah, those are like likely times where I'll go on.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, let's do our intro. Hey everyone, welcome to Founders Unfiltered. I'm Alan,
And I'm Eddie.
and this week's episode, we will be doing a general catch up and possibly talking about real estate. But before we get into it, Eddie, tell us about your schedule. So tell us more about your schedule. You said it's been pretty chill lately. Yeah.
Yes, I basically rolled off two of my clients that I've been working on towards the end of the year,
Hmm.
and it's been so nice. I'm at a point where I don't really need to work a contract. Maybe I should, but I just
Amazing.
needed a break from all of that, like the consulting stuff. And it's been nice because I've been just able to focus on my training, doing content, and other things in my life, you know? Um, But I mean, other than that, this week was very interesting. I was able to do different things like hang out with family and friends. I was able to help you with your little real estate venture on Monday.
Yes, yes.
That was like honestly a lot of fun, like
Okay,
talking to
okay, good,
Yi and
good.
going through the tour and everything.
Yeah.
I am sleeping a little bit more, like
Which is
waking up
fine.
around 9 to 10 a.m., which is like it's amazing. Yeah, but I still wake up tired. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the more I sleep, I still wake up groggy, but my sleep performance has been good on my Whoop. My
Yeah.
recovery could be better, but I think that's just cuz I'm training my body a lot and my strain is like especially high these days because I'm doing like two a days usually, like a workout or drilling session or a drilling session and playing session. So
Yeah.
yeah, this week kind of like gave me a glimpse of what my life could be like if I could do this for a living. But
Amazing.
yeah, I know, but I need to learn how to make money while doing this. That's the only
How
thing.
long have you
So
been on this chill schedule? When did you roll off both your
um,
customers?
yeah, like fully, it was like this week because
Okay.
the past few weeks before this week, I was finishing up some work with my like the client that I was really struggling with. That
Hmm.
one just like finished up, and then another one reached out back to me to finish up some work with them as they went live.
Nice.
And so that ended like 2 weeks ago. So this week was like, I don't know. I was like, dude, I was really budgeting and calculating all my finances and seeing how long I would last without working. And I'm
Hmm.
doing well right now.
Yeah.
And I have some backup plans. Like, I don't want to dig into my Roth or my retirement portfolios, but it's there if I need it. I
Yeah.
have a savings built up of like 4 to 6 months. And
Yeah.
then I also have the Morton Grove townhome and then the multi-unit, but those are like last resort. If
Yeah.
anything, if
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
were to sell it would be the Morton Grove townhome first, and then multi-unit I'm gonna keep if I can. But if like this route that I'm going, I'm like also thinking what other things I can do. Right? I've been off the consulting work, and I'm like, dude, I think I need to just a change up. So I actually might be applying to a new lifetime that's opening up in Northbrook.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a brand new lifetime. It's going to be massive. It's also like a pickleball dedicated lifetime.
Oh wow.
So yeah, there isn't one yet in Illinois or Chicago where like pro tournaments are hosted regularly.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to be making like two championship courts, and it's going to be huge. And
Jeez.
I'm actually very close with the person that's going to run that program.
Okay.
So I was actually considering working for Lifetime, maybe part time, while I'm in this little gap or void. I guess
Yeah.
gap year. Yeah, I don't know. I've been just thinking a lot. And I talked with Kate too, and I feel like I wasted my 20s. Not like waste,
No
like okay,
way. No
okay. I
way.
didn't like. I just feel like I wasted my 20s doing the right thing financially,
Okay.
but
Okay.
not doing the thing or building something that I love to do. So I feel like now that I'm 30, I'm glad I did all the right things in my 20s, right?
Hmm.
Saved up, invested, bought some real estate. And I think that kind of set me up towards now where I can kind of relax and not work as hard and
Hmm.
still survive and be afloat. But now I'm just going to be budgeting a lot more. So this week was just a lot of like just trying to plan out like
Yeah.
this new life that I want to live or work towards. So yeah, I
Dude,
don't
I
know.
will say like you definitely did not waste your 20s. And I don't even think you mean it that way. I think there's a
No,
better
yeah,
way to phrase it.
not
Like
like that.
the only reason you're able to even think about doing things you love to do and like, like even think about not working is because of what you did in your 20s of
I
like
guess, yeah,
working hard, buying properties. So it's like I mean, and
yeah,
that's the route a lot of people like go. I feel like they just like, laser focus on working and making money because that's kind of like all we're trained to do, like go to college, make money. And then after 10 years of doing that, you realize, like maybe this isn't what life is about. But now you have the option to even think that way. Like so many people like have to just keep
yeah.
working, myself included right now.
For sure. And I started to plan a lot more tournaments this year, and I want to play in more singles qualifiers. So I'm going to start vlogging that because I need to start working towards monetizing, especially because I opened up an LLC and everything. And
Mm.
for tax purposes, the IRS wants you to basically work towards monetizing in order to write things off and, like for like business's sake and financials and everything. So yeah, I think that's the route that I'm gonna go towards now. I don't know where it's gonna lead. I know I changed my mind like crazy, but I just want to try. Just want to travel, try, and see how it goes.
So
Yeah.
you're actually like thinking of taking a break from the consulting work for a
Yeah,
short term,
not
indefinite time.
yeah, either that or working just part-time,
Yeah.
like, so that it fits into my schedule. I really don't know what this lifetime opportunity is gonna be like. I know that she mentioned that it's gonna be either coaching or maybe an assistant, like, manager level.
Okay.
I don't wanna speak too soon, but
Yeah.
I do want to look into something like that because eventually I would love to open up my own, like, I don't know, training academy. Because there was one recently opened up in Wheaton,
Hmm.
and I think it's a great business model. It's something that's reoccurring, especially if you can go into like a heavily populated area of kids, because
Yeah.
like it could
Yeah.
be like tennis, like you get the reoccurring revenue, and then I think that's something that's easy to scale as
Yeah.
well. So I
Pickleball
definitely want
truly
to
is
see.
the tennis of our generation.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is, and it's growing, and I feel like I need to take advantage of this growth.
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
make a backup plan,
Yeah.
especially if my goals of going pro don't work out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, that is really cool. I have this coming week off, so like, I want to have like similar thoughts and reflections on like, man, what is life like when you're not working? And already this weekend, I mean, so far it's Sunday. It's only been like a normal weekend, but my mindset is so different. Like, oh, I have the whole week off. Like, I can take things slowly. I don't need to like be worried like on Sunday about preparing for the next day.
Hmm.
And yeah, I was also thinking about like, man, like at what point do we get to a point where we don't have to work? I am not there right now. Very different from you. I'm actually like, I think it's time to work like even harder the next few years for me. Because our business is growing, but
Yeah, for sure.
it's yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, like business is growing, we're making money, we're actually building something that could have, impact on a lot of global brands in the world.
Hmm.
But at the cost of all of us working like crazy versus like you
Yeah,
actually like I feel like you're closer to like financial freedom right now and you're like actually
I
planning
don't.
for it.
I don't think. No, the thing is,
But you're
I don't
thinking
think.
more about it at least.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. I am trying to find more balance in between it. I think your route, like, you're definitely making a lot more money than me. For me, I'm just trying to figure out how much I need to survive
Yeah.
until I can find something that will eventually make money for me.
That's the
So,
fire route. You're going down the fire
yeah,
route, I think. Yeah.
yeah. So, but I was gonna ask. I know before your week off, how was your last week before the holidays? Was it pretty
Yeah.
crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, so um the week before our business takes off 4 weeks during the year. And we like don't work that full year, our entire team. We don't invoice our customers, which is kind of painful. But yeah, leading up to that week, and it's kind of like our PTO for my teammates. But leading up to that week is always stressful because I'm like constantly telling everybody, hey, make sure our customers know that we're off for a week. And if we're off for a week, we need to project manage so that we're like wrapping things up and not starting things. And we need to make sure our customers aren't waiting on us, during that week.
Hmm.
And for the most part, like my teammates like do a great job. I think it's just me as kind of the founder, just always like worried about everything.
Yeah.
But the week ended up wrapping up really nicely, and I mean it was busy. We had a few big launches. Now that we're at like 10, 11 customers, it's just getting tough to keep track of everything that's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
And like without my teammates like just like owning those things, like I mean it would be so bad. Like I'm definitely playing more and more and more of a secondary role for all these customers. So
Mhm.
thankful for my teammates for handling that so well.
Nice.
um and then yeah, like we're finally on our break. I'm actually going on a quick trip in a few hours, so we're going to Joshua Tree. I
Oh,
think
nice.
I think I found a, a hobby for myself, which is trying out various Airbnb luxes in the area. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is like a nice like Airbnb lux.
Hmm.
We waited strategically so the prices drop, so it's not terrible. We're paying like $800 for 2 nights and 3 days, so it's like 400 a night. It's just like a fancy hotel, but this Lux has like it's got every house has a pool and a spa, but the
Nice.
architecture is
Nice.
very cool, and we'll be like in the middle of like rocks and mountains. So
Dude, that sounds
yeah,
so fun. I love
yeah.
that.
So
Oh
I'm like,
man.
okay, is this the life I'm going for? Like, what if I bought one of these eventually and this became my life? And I
Oh,
also
okay.
thought too, like, okay, but then how do I like still generate income to sustain my life? And I'm like, maybe I just, record what I do every day in this house, in this fancy place. And that's like, I feel like you and I are having similar thoughts on
Yeah.
how do you do what you love to do while making money?
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And then you're also venturing into the real estate
That's
era, right?
right.
So,
Yeah. So, which thank you so much once again. It was on Tuesday when you went to go tour for
oh,
me.
was it? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right. It was on Tuesday. Yes.
And yeah, dude, I was very grateful. I was very worried that it'd be like cold and just
No, you're fine, bro. I really enjoyed it, man. I really
yeah.
did. It was a good learning opportunity too.
If you enjoy, I'm happy to hear you enjoyed it.
Hmm.
And yeah, we saw four places. We saw four places, but three in the same building. And I really wanted us to see
Yes.
that third unit, or third building, that got canceled.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But yeah, real estate. Let me actually let me. I've been saying this to you, but I feel like I'm moving really fast.
Hmm.
Which in some ways I like moving fast. I think moving fast, that's how things should be done. I don't want to actually overthink and talk myself out of anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think it's hitting my head that this is a big investment. Even though the condo budget I'm going for is like, under 300K, and that's on the smaller end. I'm
Hmm.
still gonna be paying probably 80K all in all, like with this investment. So
Hmm.
a huge investment. I'm just like, let's just move fast. Like, it's an investment. I'll learn from it. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, is this the right way of thinking about it? Like, should I just be moving fast and, want to learn from it? But I've been thinking
Yeah.
about that a little bit lately.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's natural to kind of get not cold feet, but get those doubts creep in. Like, am I
Yeah.
making the right choice? Yeah, for sure.
So today is December 21st. I posted on Instagram on November 22nd, exactly a month ago, saying, been looking into condos in South Loop. Like, what are people's thoughts? So it's been a month since I like really officially started the launch. I mean, started
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
search. And since that time, I found about 10 properties that met my criteria. I found
Hmm.
the real estate agent. We narrowed it down to three buildings. You two went to go see it for me. And then I
Hmm.
found a lending agent, and then we put in an offer all within a month. How does that timeline sound to you as someone who's gone through it?
It is actually it depends. It's
Hmm.
pretty quick. I
Hmm.
think also it was because it's like off season real for real estate, right? I mean,
Hmm.
not a lot of people are buying and selling during this time. It is
Hmm.
kind of quick, honestly. Because sometimes when people are looking for investment properties, it takes months of looking,
Yeah.
just because they're trying to find the right one, numbers don't make sense, or it has to, check all the boxes too,
Yeah.
especially for an investment property. I think with homes that might be a little bit easy. Actually, it depends on people's preferences, of
Yeah.
course. But yeah, I mean, 1 month is kind of quick for sure.
And I think my agent is actually really good. I feel like I can
Mhm.
tell when someone's like actually, you know, hard like good at their jobs and not just trying to make a quick buck, but really trying
Yeah,
to like
for
look
sure.
out for their client, which is me.
Hmm.
And this was a referral too, and like so there's some trust there, and that referral was a referral too. It's all some, you know, other Asian friends I had from college. So all of us are
Yeah.
using the same like Asian agent lady.
Yeah, she's super
But
nice. I like her.
yeah,
Hmm.
she's I think and a lot of times I'm like asking her like, well, what do you think? Like, do you have any like feedback? I'm like, I trust your expertise and I'll go with what you say.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
mean,
that's
yeah,
how I am with my agent too, and
yeah,
he's the same way. He's super transparent, gives you both sides as
yeah,
well, which I like, and it's just nice having a brain on it too.
exactly.
Yeah, just to tell you like straight up like if it's not a good idea or not. But then at the end of the day, they always say it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
So to explain a little bit more about the condo I'm interested in, so it's a one bed, one bath in South Loop. It's pretty close to Grand Park. Like it should be pretty walking distance to Grand Park.
Yeah, for sure.
Like maybe
Mhm.
like 20 minutes max, like probably 15 minutes from Grand Park. Um, my budget is 300K. We did put in an offer at 285 net, so 292 offer and 7K concession. They countered when we're trying to counter back, but yeah, I think another reason I say like, is this the right opportunity? Am I going to this too fast? Is at least with today's current market state and interest rates, like cash flow positive, it's gonna be really really tough. I
Mhm.
actually don't think it's possible. So I'm aiming for break even. So it's like I'm not losing any money, I'm not making any money, but I'm building equity, mortgage it's being paid for. And then that's not taking into account all the time that I'll be spending finding tenants, hopefully good tenants, and
Mhm.
then any fixes that are required. So any additional ad hoc costs will eat into, that'll all just be negative expenses.
Yeah.
And
Cost
then
of
it
ownership.
makes me think like if I just dumped 80K in the stock market, which is supposed to grow 8 to 10% year over year, that would actually just be a better investment. So then why am I making it harder for myself and going the real estate route? But then on the other hand is like if I just keep saying that like I'll never get into real estate, I'll be waiting. That's why I'm like doing this as a learning experience. But it's like, you know, is it worth the learning experience if the opportunity cost is that you'll make more in the stock market and you might lose money in this real estate market? So that's where I am right now.
That's true. It's like, where do you want to put your eggs and
Yeah.
right, which basket? Uh, yeah, that's tough. I mean, I get your point of view of you want to learn, but at the same time, it is your money, and
Yeah.
maybe you should try to assess what the best decision is for your money. If you're okay with that 80 grand, like not seeing that 80 grand for a while, and you're okay with spending and investing time in this investment unit, you're going to be putting money into it, whether it be renovations, fixes,
Yeah.
like tenant screenings, whatever. So, I mean, if you're okay with all of that, go for it. But if it's like one of those things where if you feel like your business is really like busy right now and you're not going to have time to think about like something else, and
Mm.
you don't want that headache, and is it worth all that headache just to break even? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you can build equity and maybe it's good for tax purposes, but I mean, historically, the stock market has done better in these
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah.
But then there's always that risk that who knows if the stocks are gonna, always be like that later on in the future
Yeah.
too, because there's always the risks of that. So this is more of like really just parking your money into like something that's real, and
Yeah.
then also just hedging against inflation because we know that inflation is real.
Yeah.
Your dollar is not as it's not going to be as strong later on. So
Yeah.
if your place, I mean, what this place is selling for 300K, right? Or he listed it for 320. He bought it for what, 305 or
That
something, you
that
said?
person bought it for 315
Yeah,
17 years ago.
yeah.
Oh, and
And
like I'm not trying to buy it for anything more than 300. So if it does
yeah,
close at 300, then that person's losing money.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Which
And
is insane to
he,
think about. 17 years
yeah,
to lose money.
yeah,
Yeah.
but then you think 300K back then was, I mean, it's not as much as 300K now. Well, I mean, it is a lot more than 300K than now, right? I guess
So
because of
they lost
inflation.
even more money,
Yeah.
including inflation. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, if you kind of see that, it's like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like devil's advocate. Like, do you want to put in the money just to learn
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you want to put your money into something else where it's like you know what to expect, and maybe try to get something with more doors? Because if you're willing to put 80 grand down, like I think you can find a good investment. But then you're gonna have this like a multi-unit like me, you're gonna have to invest a lot of time into
Yeah.
it too. So the condo might be a lot less work for sure
Yeah.
if you are trying to go real estate. But I mean, not if you like, there's different things to it too. Like you might be able to just like live in it, or I don't know if Airbnb is an option, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What are
You
you thinking
you
now?
only put you didn't put 20% down for your multi-unit, right? You only put 5%
No,
down?
only 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is
It
yeah,
it
I guess
definitely.
because I'm putting 20% down, that's where most of my capital's being tied up.
For
But
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Um
I think you need to do that in order to what, like net out your mortgage, right? At least, or break even.
right, right. I'm at least
Mhm.
trying to optimize like the cash flow that way.
Yeah. Which I like that you're upfront about that goal, because so many people, when they get into real estate, they're so focused on cash flowing, the
Mhm.
positive cash flow, which it
Gotta be
necessarily
realistic.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't have to always be the goal. And I think in your case, if you just want to park your cash somewhere, that's totally fine. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
I think one thing that I realized, which a lot of like people with finance backgrounds might disagree, is I don't I'm not always trying to optimize every single dollar. I think
Mm-hmm.
optimizing every dollar would mean like I have a lot of money in my HISA, and they're all gonna say like that needs to go in the market, like the market grows, and I guess there's studies that prove that the stock market is the best investment choice. So far in history, so over real estate, over anything else, stock market is the easiest and the best.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like like I'm actually not that heavy into the stock market.
Yeah.
And people might say like, my finances are definitely not optimized, but I think it's actually I think the learning experiences and peace of mind are things you can't put a dollar value to. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
see that I have 100K in my savings account, that gives me so much confidence that I'm like, dude, I'm good for 4 to 6 months. Like I can do crazy things and like take risks, and like that's how I started this business, and like now my life has changed. So I think that
Mm-hmm.
peace of mind for having a lot of money in your that's why I think our parents probably have so much cash saved up. Like older people have so much cash in their mattress. Like they
They
know
got
they'll
trust
never lose
issues.
it.
Yeah.
It's actually now that as I'm saying it, I'm understanding their perspective a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, and then the real estate thing is, yeah, like I'm here to learn. I'm here to build equity. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
can get a sense of like what Airbnb looks like, if that's possible, or what the process of finding tenants is, and like how much of a headache it really is. Like I'll never learn, and like
Yeah.
there's no price to like the learning experiences.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, so
Yeah.
for your HSA, you're not investing it into the stock market?
No, HSA I am. Like whatever I put
Oh,
into
okay.
my HSAs and Roth
Oh, you were talking about
IRAs,
high yield savings account, HY? Okay, I
yeah, it's
misheard
like
that. Gotcha.
I could be putting more into like the SEP IRA, for example, but I didn't
Yeah,
even open a SEP IRA.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just maxed my HSA for sure. I think I will max my Roth IRA this year. Maybe, maybe
Mhm.
not. I should. No, I should. Yeah.
And I
So.
think to you, you brought up a interesting point earlier too. I like always hear this saying, if everyone says to do it or everyone says that it's a good thing to do, is it
Hmm.
a good thing to do? You know, like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes not what everyone is doing is the right thing to do.
Yes.
And I totally get that. Like for me, I mean, I've studied finance, so I'm always going to be investing in stocks, but I've seen the upside because it's
Yeah.
helped me a lot
It
so
helped you buy
far.
your first
Yeah,
house, right? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I see the growth of it, but there's always that risk, right? It's like, I mean, it's so confusing to me how like everything works with Fidelity and how your money is calculated and how shares are, and like I understand the concept of it, but I don't really truly understand like how like a number, right, just pops up on Fidelity, and that's how much you're worth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, so what if like Fidelity's site goes down and you can't like liquidate that money? You know, there's
Yeah.
always like those kind of thoughts that go in my
Yeah.
head. It's like I know the FDIC insures you up to 250K, but what if you have more than that? And like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, little things like that. It's like, what if servers go down and like that number just disappears and their database gets deleted by hackers and like no one knows that you own this stock.
It's
You know what I mean? Like
it's
I
all
don't know. It's just like
digital. It's all
yeah,
like money and numbers, like numbers on a screen, really.
yeah, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like I don't know how we've gotten to the point where we just completely trust it, but I guess like we're at a point where I
I
don't know.
trust the technology behind it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's I think what you just never know with like yeah, like
Exactly, yeah.
crashes. And that's why real estate is called real estate. I think that's why I
Yep,
learned it because it's literally a physical thing that you can go see and be like, "There's my house,"
yep,
versus like
exactly.
your market is like you said, just numbers on a screen. So
Mhm.
yeah, um, and so I wouldn't be too upset if this offer doesn't happen. Like if I don't have
Mhm.
to spend 80K, I'm okay with it.
That's
If I
true, right?
do, yeah,
Mhm.
then great.
It's did they counter back yet, or are you just expecting a counter
I
back?
think we're in kind of like back and forth stages now. So
Yeah.
I think my agent has told them that our counter is like 295.
Mhm.
They're probably gonna counter at like 310, 305, and then we're gonna push
Yeah.
back at okay, 300, final, take it or leave it, and see
I
what
like
happens.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one mistake that I did or like realized with my townhome with like the whole like back and forth, where there was really no back and forth. There was like maybe one or two. Is that I rushed it. I should
Mm,
have like really taken advantage of the fact that it's been on the market for a while.
mm.
It's not really like heavily or newly renovated, so a lot of things were outdated. I think it's just because
Your
I
current
really,
townhome?
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
nice right now. What more could
It
be?
is, but we've done a lot of things to it, like
Oh, right,
painting
right,
the
right, right,
cabinets and
right,
everything.
right, right. Yeah.
Um, but it was built in like 2010, so a lot of things were outdated. So it was
Okay.
like old school style, which was it was
Okay.
newer, but it wasn't like modern like you see
Okay.
nowadays. Which I know like it's kind of depressing. Like a lot of Chicago real estate and renovations, everything's just like gray. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
Everything has
really
that
like
same modern look.
yeah, that
Yeah.
modern look, and like, who knows what the next look is gonna be? But I'm kind of glad that my place wasn't fully like that. I'd rather have it where I can change it to something. But I'm just saying in general, like, the offer that I put on might have been a little high, and
Okay.
I know they came back because it was like a bigger space than the other ones. But I mean, I think there was just a lot of other considerations because ours doesn't have that kitchen balcony. I
Okay.
don't know if you know, like in our HOA, there's a lot of townhomes that have the kitchen balcony where
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
put their
yeah.
grill on it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that fact of like
Gotcha.
factoring into the price and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, for our place, like I remember we offered maybe like four something, and then
Mhm.
they came back saying like, "Hey, like, we're gonna go back to this number," and we expected that, right? I totally
Yeah.
forgot what the numbers are,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was like their justification was because our place has 3.5 bath, 3 bed, it's bigger than the other ones, and they're going off comparatives of the other ones that sold recently.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I think I should have definitely lowballed them a little bit more
Yeah.
and then stuck to a price because that thing was just sitting on the market for a while. And it's like,
Okay.
I think I was the only like offer to like a legit
I wonder
offer.
why.
So,
I wonder why it was sitting on the market for so long for your place.
yeah, I think with townhomes, that's just how it is.
Mm,
And when they listed it too, they probably listed it in like November, December because
okay.
yeah, or no, they listed it like late, I think summer because
Yeah.
I ended up buying it in November. So that's
Gotcha.
probably why. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also like it's kind of expensive too. And during that time rates were low, but
Yeah.
prices were very high too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so funny. Like my one bed, one bath tiny condo is 300K, and your huge three bed, whatever multi floor townhome is like 400 something. Like
Yeah.
it's actually crazy,
Chicago.
but I guess
Yeah.
location makes a huge difference. I am like in
Mhm.
the heart of the city, so
Yes. Yeah.
what do you
Your
think of?
location?
No,
Well, I was gonna say I really love the location there. Like it's yeah.
I'm
Uh,
definitely targeting like you can walk to Lala in the summers, like you can walk to Grand Park. You're right by the lake. You're on Michigan Ave,
Yep.
so like you're
Yes.
so it's like I think that's a huge selling point, and I can see why
Mhm.
those would contribute to the price. I was gonna say like how what did you think of like my that unit's like cabinets and like modern and like is there a lot to you said that it wasn't too much to fix.
Yes, yeah, no, I honestly think that it is very similar to how our place is. It's
Okay.
new, but it's not modern. It's
Got
not,
you,
like,
got you, got
terrible
you.
where you need to change things out right now.
Uh-huh.
It's like it's one of those things where if it's a place that you wanna live, you probably wanna renovate it to be more updated, right? But it's
Gotcha.
like you don't have to because it's an investment
Yeah.
property, and from what I've looked at it, you don't have to put much into it.
Okay.
Maybe replace the floors in a few years because it looks fine, like maybe
Yeah.
a few scratches in the bedroom, but that place was ideal because you don't wanna spend any more money than you have to in order to
Exactly.
rent it out, and it's empty right now,
I
so
was looking for that
yeah.
turnkey type of
Yep,
unit.
exactly, and that's
Um,
rare, dude. That
yeah,
I honestly think that's so rare because some places are just shitholes that you have to
yeah,
renovate or, like, really touch up, and
yeah.
your place barely needed anything, yeah.
How much do you think it would cost to replace the cabinets in that small kitchen?
That is like a whole ordeal because you
Okay.
have to like demo the old ones and then replace it with new ones, and then
Uh-huh.
also consider the countertops because
Uh-huh.
replacing countertops is easy with new ones, but
Okay.
trying to use your existing ones, it's really tough because they have to carefully like cut it out and break it out, and then
Okay.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
whole process. If you're replacing cabinets at that point, you'd be looking at a whole kitchen renovation project, but instead you can just paint it. That's, like, the
Oh,
best
is
way
that
to
what
go.
you did?
Yeah. That's what we did. Painting it just, like,
Gotcha.
elevates it like crazy. I
Okay.
gotta show you the differences between our old cabinets and our new one.
And
Oh
all
my
you did
god,
was
it's
paint?
crazy. All we did was paint,
Paint and
yeah.
replace, handles, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Yep.
okay,
Painting is
okay.
just it's a game changer, and it's one of those things where for us, we have, like, that old granite countertop that looks
Mhm,
kinda
mhm.
like I don't know, it's like Korean style. I don't know if it is Korean style. The old owners were Korean, right?
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
My mom's place has very similar, but it's very outdated. We always
Yeah.
thought like the countertop needed to be changed out, but all we did was pick a paint that really complemented that countertop, and that
Mhm.
kitchen just like game changer. Yeah, it's so nice now.
Okay, that's good to know. Wow,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you had to just I thought when you said it wasn't modern that you had to replace the whole thing.
No,
'Cause
no, no,
I
no. Yeah.
watched my mom buy a bunch of cabinets. She replaced our cabinets, like, more than
Oh,
50% by herself. My
really?
mom is
That's impressive.
wild. She, like
Yeah,
she
that's
went
impressive.
and bought a bunch of cabinets from these 2 teenagers who, like,
Mhm.
inherited their parents' homes, and they're just, like they literally had sledgehammers, and they were just breaking down the house. They were dismantling the house, but they're like,
Yeah,
"These
yeah.
cabinets are nice," and then she found it on Craigslist. We had to
Uh-huh.
make, like, 3 trips all the way down to, like, some super far suburbs in Illinois to pick up a bunch of cabinets. And my
See,
mom just had yeah,
that's a
it was
bargain buy right there. She probably saved so much money
she
doing
I
that
think she
too
bought it for
and
some
doing it herself.
ridiculous price.
Yeah.
And I don't think she didn't do everything by herself, but yeah, like reinstalling it, and she did have to get contractors for, like, the end part of it, but
Yeah, it's a lot of work because especially when you take out your existing cabinets, you're gonna have all, like, the debris and, like, the drywall
yeah,
ripped off, so you have to
yeah,
repair
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
then the new cabinets, you have to figure out how that's gonna fit into your space because a lot of the
exactly.
cabinets are built for certain, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
quarters, so so that's
I'll try
yeah.
to show you a before and after, but yeah,
Okay.
my parents' house's kitchen, like, looks incredible before and after. And I think I
Mhm.
mean, but the thing is, like, my mom didn't have a kitchen for 6 months. Like, she just
Mhm,
had
mhm.
cabinets, and, like, it was a construction going in her kitchen for 6 months because she wanted to, like, DIY and do it herself.
Yeah.
And yes, it looks incredible, but was that worth the cost? It's always like time and cost type of thing, you know?
Yeah, and for us too, I mean, we definitely saved a lot of money, but holy crap, it took us like 2 weeks
Yeah.
because we had to take out all the cabinet doors,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
bring it
yeah.
to the garage, paint it in the garage, and then we also had to paint all the
Oh,
cabinets and move the fridge and everything. But let me show you before and after. So this is like a before of our kitchen. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
color is like very outdated and the
yeah.
countertop, look, it's so ugly.
That's kinda
And
like my
we
colors, yeah.
yeah, and oh no, yours I think
Yeah,
is a little bit
mine was
better.
lighter brown, but
Yeah,
it's
yours
that's
was
yeah.
a little bit better. This is just like I don't know if this is like a finish. Yeah, it's not fully finished. I don't have the
Ugh,
finish, but
night and
yeah,
day.
I know that it can't really see it that well. But yeah, it just like changes it up,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
that cream color. Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember I was looking at quotes of replacing the granite countertop, and the average was like around 7K just to replace the countertops. Like,
Wow.
and yeah, that was labor, and that didn't
Yeah.
include the actual countertop.
Uh,
It was like what? Like I don't know. These contractors, man, they be making hella
yeah.
money.
If this condo does happen, I'll probably be there in February to sign. I think my closing date's February 2nd, so I'm gonna have to hit you up, make some
All
time for
right,
me
sounds
that
good.
day.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm not even done. I gotta go find the tenant after that. So
Oh yes, yeah,
that's gonna
but
be a whole new project too.
Yi does that stuff too. I
Yeah,
asked
she
her if
said
she
she
does.
did.
Yeah, she does
So
help
then
her
she
clients
and
out with
it's
that kind of stuff.
probably first month's rent goes to like the agent, right? So
Yeah,
like that's
it's
another
hefty.
cost,
Yep,
but
it's hefty.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no, but I think it makes like I'm not there. I need someone to show it, and she actually
yeah.
lives like right nearby. So I feel like
Mhm.
it's she's the right person for it.
Yep.
Um, and dude, I just saw a TikTok randomly like right before joining this podcast on like someone like touring high rise luxury apartments in Chicago, and
Mhm.
she was seeing like gorgeous places for like 3,000, 3,100. It has like a gym in the building, like it has like a conference room in the these are like luxury buildings in Chicago for one bed one
Yeah,
bath. I'm like, if that's 3,100, how much can I possibly charge for mine? And
yeah.
like, yeah, so I was like, ugh, like the math might be a little tough there, but
Huh.
I think
Damn. Yeah.
2,500 is my break even price.
Mhm. Mhm.
So my
Has that
question
place
is, yeah.
been rented out before, or was it owner occupied?
I think yeah, my agent is trying to find that for me. But we're not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I would think like, man, yeah, I mean, great location, place is decent, has a balcony, 20 something hundred makes sense. One
Yeah.
bed, one bath, man. That's Chicago though. Holy crap. That's so expensive.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, okay, times have changed, but I was paying like 2,000 for my luxury one bed, one bath in my South Loop apartment. That was with a 3 month off like rent deal though, because it was during
Oh
peak
yeah,
COVID.
that really nice
Yeah.
place you were living in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
had like
place was
floor to ceiling
super.
windows. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
after I left, it went up to 2,400 or 2,500 even. But
Okay,
that
I
was
see.
also 5 years ago. So I wonder if rent prices have gone up in Chicago. Yeah, like I feel like that place here. Let
Okay.
me actually look it up real quick. But um,
And you'll be
place
able to raise rents like every year too, like $50 to $100, which is kind of normal as well.
I would hope so.
Yeah, that's what a lot of tenants do or landlords do. I'm going to
Yeah.
be doing that as well.
That same place I lived in Chicago. Let me here real quick. I'm almost there, and then we'll wrap up our episode. But I had like a corner unit. It was like 700 something. It says
Mhm.
starting at 2,400.
Were those apartments or
It was
condos? Those were
apartments. It was
apartments. Okay,
apartments.
gotcha. Yeah.
So that makes me a little nervous because if this luxury building is going for 2,500, then like
Hmm.
I feel like I can't charge as much, which that makes the cash flow break even hard. But
Yeah.
I do have
Mm.
a better location than these buildings, so maybe I can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Cool. Um, yeah. So like I said earlier, after this, I'm about to start packing for my quick 2 night, 3 day trip to Joshua Tree.
Nice.
Um,
Nice. Nice. Enjoy your
yeah.
trip, dude. That sounds
Thank you,
fun.
man. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I actually had like grand plans for it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna read 3 books on this trip, or I'm gonna like fully figure out my personal branding for social media, or I was gonna like set crazy goals for the business next year and do like an 8 hour working session. Realistically, I'm not gonna do any of those things. I always have these grand visions, but I just realized you just need to like do a little bit every day. Like it's like I shouldn't wait until this retreat to like do stuff. Like I should have just done a little bit of this, started reading like 10 pages a day, like, until then. So I think I will still try to do some kind of deep reflection session, but yeah, that's that's what this trip's gonna look like for me. What are you doing for the rest of the week?
This week, just gonna spend time with family and friends, and then train, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, same old, same old. Not same old. Actually, I definitely want to try to spend a quality time with family and friends too. Gonna have like a game night
Yeah.
tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, gonna train as much as possible the next few weeks because I have some big tournaments coming up.
Mhm.
So a lot of it is just prepping, eating healthy, staying
Yeah.
disciplined, and yeah, yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening to Founders Unfiltered. I know this episode was a little different. We didn't have a topic, we were just doing our normal catch up. We did talk about a lot of cool things like real estate and Allan's real estate adventure and just kind of where we're at with our
Yeah.
lives. I hope this helped. And if it did, go ahead and follow and subscribe and drop a comment with what you guys would like us to talk about next.
And you can find our podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or you can also find our social media pages on Instagram or TikTok at Founders Unfiltered Pod.
Nice. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
See you later.